Through the years, we all remember when we first witnessed a national tragedy. We remember the good times and the bad times through either a song, a TV show, a monumental sports achievement, or even the smell of a particular food from when we were young. Welcome to the show that will take you on a journey through time to relive those iconic moments. Welcome to RTW Rewind, where old school rules. So, without any further delay, let's introduce you to the host of the show, Rad Rob Francois.
Hey guys, welcome back to RTW Rewind. I am your humble host, Radical E. Robbie, joined by my I gotta get a new camera. 3 seconds in the show, I'm already cussing. You know who you look at this sexy guy. I mean, if you guys are listening on audio, you should have been here to see it live. It's my sexy ass bald friend, the one and only co-founder of HMG, co-host of the Next Level NXT review show. What the hell else do you do, Ray? You got a lot of stuff on your plate.
I produce things, but I don't tell anybody I produce them.
That's good, because if it sucks, then you don't want anybody to know that you did it, right?
Well, I also did a pro wrestling reflection for the Big Vito brand and the PW Hustle Networks.
I love that show. Actually, I do love that show.
I produced SmackDown, the Smack Attack.
I was gonna say SmackDown. Really, no wonder the show got better.
Oh, no one, yeah, right. That show sucks. What's going on, Robbie?
Not much, man. It's good to have you here. I know it's been a little while since we did a show. You were the first one on my new retro format where we went over MTV.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And now we're back. We're talking old school cartoons. Now you and the opinion haver, the vet, we're talking about He-Man today on the Next Level podcast.
That we were.
Unfortunately, I missed that. But you know what? It's funny. I wasn't a huge He-Man fan growing up. And I mean, we're both the same age. So, I watched it every now and then, but I didn't really get into it. I had some of the toys. Like I had the castle with the fucking slime and shit that came down. Like,
right.
I had that. But yeah, I don't know. I was more of a Transformers guy, to be quite honest.
I mean, who wasn't in the 80s? What red-blooded American boy or girl didn't love the Transformers? I was a huge He-Man guy, though. That was my jam.
Well, school me a little bit, son. In the lore of He-Man, just kind of let me know why you loved it so much.
All right, so I'm not an expert, but I remember back in the day when I first heard of He-Man, I heard of the toy line before I heard of the cartoon. I think the toy line came out first. And my dad, I think, had bought me, it was my birthday, no, it was Christmas. He bought me Skeletor, and he bought me He-Man. And then along with that, if I'm correct, I had Beastman, Man-at-Arms, and I can't remember. Oh, and Ram Man, right? So each one of these figures came with a little comic book, which I was discussing on the Next Level podcast. If you guys didn't listen to it or watch it, that He-Man's, the history of He-Man is very difficult to keep canon. If that makes any sense, because there's so many different storylines from the comics. Like just look at Skeletor. Skeletor himself, he has just like 3 different or even 4 different, Genesis stories, I guess you would say, the beginning of him. So this cartoon literally became my favorite quickly because, I mean, he didn't have to fly. Right. They used, I always liked the combination of futuristic with technology with a little bit of the past, because I was also a big fan of dinosaurs and cavemen and all that cool stuff. So it was like everything I loved all balled into one. And then there was, I think the cartoon also had heart. I know it was a glorified commercial. I guess we'll get into that at a little later in the podcast or whatever. But I think the cartoon had heart as well, and very complex, interesting characters, as well as very complex, interesting bad guys, as well as good guys. So I thought it was I was cheesy, but I thought it was fantastic, man.
Now, you and Jamie were talking about the reboot, which is on Netflix now. And some of the roles have changed.
Oh, boy.
What is the big conspiracy with what's going on with the new show?
So here's the deal. So what they did was, so Kevin Smith, if you guys don't know who Kevin Smith is, Jay and Silent Bob, he is Silent Bob. If you don't know who that is, if you watch you have to, if you ever seen the movie Clerks, Clerks 2, which is horrible, and Clerks 3 will be just as awful, will even worse if it ever does come out. So long story short, Kevin Smith is a guy who was on record with saying, and it's on video and audio, that he did not watch He-Man. He wasn't a He-Man fan. He did not like He-Man. Okay. Now, a couple of years later, skinny Kevin Smith, okay, different Kevin Smith, not the same Kevin Smith that was talking back then. Skinny Kevin Smith stated that he loved He-Man. He loved He-Man. And he would come home every day before school. And then he quoted the year, which was off because He-Man wasn't even on TV at that time.
Mm-hmm.
The toys were out. So maybe he got his information mixed up. And so look, he spent the last year or year and a half, almost 2 years, denying the rumors that this show would be a demasculization of He-Man and the rise of Teela as the main character. Now, those who are real He-Man fans realize that this is He-Man in the Masters of the Universe. So we wanted He-Man, and it was sold to us, the true fans of He-Man, that it would be a show about He-Man. And Kevin Smith is also on record stating that this was a show about He-Man, which it's not. Or maybe it could still be. Maybe they're going to change it. The first 5 episodes, He-Man, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but those who listen to the Next Level podcast, leave it like this. He-Man was screwed over a couple of times, and Teela saved his ass. And they allude to, oh yeah, pal. They allude to a relationship between her and her quote unquote friend, who is also a female. So do you see where we're going here? And again, nothing against that shit, but I'm tuning in to watch a remake of one of my favorite all time heroes, cartoon characters, whatever. For this, I could have just rewatched the 2002 version, which was 10,000 times better than what this is. So the controversy is that he lied to us. He made this not about He-Man, and it looks like they may have to kind of go back to the drawing board. I don't know if the rest of the show has been produced.
Isn't it too late by now? I mean, can you really turn that around?
Can you?
I don't think so. And if you do, you'll probably piss off, the woke mob. So you don't want to do that either, right?
And that's the big problem, dude. Like He-Man shouldn't be woke, dude. What I wanted was He-Man, right, as a kid, but a more violent, grown-up version of the story that we all, and also,
which they could have easily done. I mean, since it's Netflix, right? I mean, it's a different time now. I mean, yeah, it could have been like a graphic novel type thing.
That's what I was hoping, like more like the little comics that came with the toys, but at the same time, still keeping the storyline of the stuff that we grew up with. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And, I don't know why most companies are catering to the, 2%, less than 2% now, because they're afraid they're going to get canceled. I mean, obviously we've all been dealing with it here at HMG. The fact we had to leave Podbean and YouTube is fucking us over, and Twitch fucked us over. And that's why we're going on with Vince and Realm to be able to just speak freely, and have an actual fucking opinion, which apparently isn't.
What's that?
Yeah, apparently it's frowned upon in this establishment. But getting back to He-Man, the actual name itself, He-Man, I'm surprised that's even still a thing. It should be non-binary, right?
Well, all right. So here's another thing that's bothering me, and I had mentioned this before. Okay, all right. Let's say you want to, get Teela and make her badass. Well, guess what? Teela was always badass. In every incarnation of every cartoon, Teela was a badass, man.
Yeah.
So why do you have to change this? So what they did was they changed one character, they elevated her, and then they took the character that we all grew up and all came to see, and they shrunk him down to a weaker version of what it's like Superman, but he can't fly.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Like he can survive getting hit by bullets, but it really hurts, and he's out for a week every time he gets shot. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
It's just unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing nowadays, right? Just trying to remake everything and try to rewrite stories and rewrite history. And I mean, it's not just He-Man. It's fuck the head. I mean, no offense to women, but the all-female Ghostbusters.
Oh, I didn't watch.
I didn't either, but I heard it was pretty fucking bad.
What do you expect? What do you expect when you have a fan base? You are reproducing these movies. You are remaking these movies to gain, yes, a new audience, but the audience that's going to bring in that new audience is the old audience. Am I wrong? Like if you want to bring kids,
that's who. I mean, us who grew up with it. We're obviously going to tune in for the nostalgia. But yeah, you want to hook the new crowd and the new generation of kids. That'd be like WWE not having any baby faces. You know what I mean? Like any major face. Right. Like John Cena wasn't a thing. You never would have had kids there. It would have been neckbeards and guys our age in 50s and 60s and 70s, watching wrestling. But you gotta hook the kids. It's entertainment's entertainment. People can say what they want. I know this has nothing to do. We always go off the rails, but it has nothing to do with the conversation really. But WWE has always been smart to hook that generation. They hooked us in the 80s with Hulk Hogan and Garrett Dog and all the, Andre the Giant, all the big guys, and then they hooked everybody with, they got, the adults with Stone Cold, and The Rock, Baker and all that. But then they went to John Cena and then they went to Roman Reigns for a while. That's how you hook the kids. So when they are 30s and 40s like us, they're still going to be watching because that's what they did as kids. It's smart business.
You know what's funny? I had this actually queued up because I knew we were going to talk about some cartoons we grew up with, and you're talking about the business aspect of pro wrestling and one of the things Vince McMahon did. If you could hear this song playing in the background, can you hear that? Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling every Saturday morning. Dude, this was awesome.
It was perfectly made for that era. I mean, you had these larger-than-life stars, and then, hell, they're living cartoons to begin with. You know what I mean? They're larger-than-life characters, and then you bring out a cartoon with Hulk and Junkyard Dog and all that. It's like, I was hooked, dude. Like, I didn't even care if it sucked. Which it kind of did.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible, but I still watched every week.
Sure. And this is the thing, man. Like, you asked me, what did I want to talk about? And, with this whole He-Man series, do you think some 20-year-old kid or some teenager is going to go on Netflix and be like, oh, I want to watch He-Man? He doesn't know what the fuck He-Man is. Who cares? Right. They don't care. Now, me, I tell my son, I'm 45, grew up with He-Man, Aiden, dude, there's this freaking awesome dude, the most powerful man in the universe, right?
Yep.
Okay. Most powerful man in the universe. And then Aiden tunes into this shit and he's like, well, is it She-Man or He-Man? Like, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
I promised my son an awesome epic show about this character. He watched 2 episodes and he became disinterested. He didn't care about He-Man.
Now, have you tried to just go back and watch the old shit and be like, reintroduce him to it? I mean, that's really the best way to learn about it.
I think the old one may be too cheesy for him, but I will have him, or I'll ask him to watch the 2000s version, which I think is believe it or not, is the best version of He-Man, period. It's better than the original.
Really? I in fact, I didn't even know that there was one. I might actually check that out.
Oh, please do. So if you go to YouTube, like you go straight to YouTube right now, you type in He-Man Masters of the Universe 2002, I think. Yep. You can find playlists. They're up there in HQ, and you can watch this awesome show that gave you what I believe the best background version of Skeletor, because Skeletor is supposed to be like the brother of King Grandor, and that's he gets his face melted off by acid, so it's not a spoiler for people that are He-Man fans. Right. And you have Prince Adam, like in the original cartoon, He-Man was Prince Adam with the tan. There was no difference. Now in this one, he's a younger, thin child, and he I hold aloft my magic sword and say, by the power of Grayskull, and he becomes this big epic monster of a human being who also cuts corny promos in this one too. And he's known for being corny, which is awesome. Now, anyway, man, it's just, this, I wanted to talk cartoons because it was just such a big part, like, of you grow up going, you go to school, you come home from school, you watch your cartoons, you do your homework or whatever your parents actually say. And then, your body is already used to waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So you're up early in the morning, Saturday morning. What is there to do? Well, we can talk about also Rad Rob, how, these companies were smart to know that they had a certain demographic that was up on Saturday mornings between 7 and 12.
Yep.
And they catered to them. But anyway, please, man, I'm talking too much.
Well, the first, Saturday, you mentioned Saturday mornings. I mean, that was my jam. Like before cartoons came on, and this is like early to mid 80s, Captain Kangaroo came on. So you're watching, Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans, and most people are like, what the fuck was that? And then, Looney Tunes came on. We're watching like that Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, which I have as our background. And that's old. Those are syndicated. I mean, that shit was like back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But it's still played to us. Now, were they violent as shit? Well, yeah. I mean, you get people with shot and blown up and jumping off the cliffs and shit like that. But who cares, right? It's cartoons. But Saturday morning was badass, dude. And when cartoons were over, then we watched wrestling. But yeah, I have a very, very fond memories of Saturday mornings. But what I really liked is when I got a little bit older, and you also mentioned after school, they were smart because they knew who was coming. They knew that the kids were coming home, and your mom or dad or whoever might be getting ready to make dinner or whatever. So you're going to sit there and watch cartoons. So what did you have typically? DuckTales,
right.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck. I mean, that's good shit, pal.
It is good shit. There was a point in juncture where, cartoons started losing their fan base because what happened? Kids are growing up,
right?
And then the introduction in the 80s. The 80s were very fun, very like world changing time because you had these awesome cartoons. It happened in the 60s and the 70s. They had the kids shows in the morning, so on and so forth. And then what happened is, oh shit, what are these video game things?
Yeah.
So one of the cool things was I remember growing up in the 80s. We had shows like this, Rob.
Brothers Super Show with the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all.
Dude, this was awesome, dude. It was like best of both worlds. Yeah. You know the words to this, right?
I do. I'm not going to embarrass myself by singing it, but Captain Lou, brother. I mean, Captain Lou was like built to entertain. He was a fantastic Super Mario, like the best version, the best live action version that they had.
Was he not the best version of Super Mario?
Absolutely, 100%.
Luigi wasn't half bad either.
No, not at all. I mean, and they had other incarnations after that, like Bob Hoskins played in the fucking movie or whatever. It was horrible. But yeah, Captain Lou
with John Leguizamo.
Yeah, yeah, bad, really bad. But Captain Lou nailed it, dude, and that was a fun show.
It was a fun show. Like I said, man, I remember growing up as a kid, man, and just so many cartoons, like even the theme songs. Like right now, you heard the first few tones of the Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. You knew that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You heard the first tones of the Super Mario Bros. Super. You knew that. I don't know if the kids have that nowadays.
No, I mean, not really. I mean, now, my daughter's watching, shit on Amazon and all that. Like she watches Pinkalicious, and she'll watch spin-off of Mr. Rogers, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, shit like that. I mean, she's 3. She doesn't fucking know anything else. So, she watches that stuff. But
if I played this for you, would you know what this is?
I was a big Smurfs fan. In fact,
they actually had lyrics to the song.
I even had the game for ColecoVision. Badass.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
I never had that game.
Yeah.
My friend had ColecoVision. I had the Atari 2600.
I had Coleco and I had the Intellivision.
The Intellivision, shit.
Yeah. My dad was big on that one. He loved that shit. Yeah.
What I have? So I had, my first console was the Atari 2600. I had a ton of games for that, dude.
See, my friends had that, but I never had an Atari.
My friend had the ColecoVision and stuff, right? Smurfs and Black Magic. Hell yeah, Cat of the Spaceman. Right. That's some good shit, pal. What's this? What does Gan Wolfer say there?
At least Daniel Tiger has Mr. Feely doing some cameos. Yes, the original mailman from Mr. Rogers. That is true. That is a good point, Gam.
I thought it was Mr. McFeely.
Fucking semantics.
Who the fuck knows? But like, what were some of your favorite cartoons growing up in the 80s? Like, whether it be Saturdays or after school cartoons, anything that really stuck out to you?
I mean, right behind us, Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. That was my jam, dude. Like Yosemite Sam, who's now doesn't even have a fucking gun anymore. But
wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
How's that possible?
They took his rifle away or his guns away.
What about Elmer Fudd? Does he still have his hunting rifle?
I haven't heard anything about that, but I just know specifically that they completely changed Yosemite Sam, and I wouldn't be surprised they changed Foghorn Leghorn, and he talked like a plantation owner or whatever.
I did watch the remake of Space Jam.
I did not. I did not.
I did.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it wasn't good. It wasn't good because LeBron James was in it, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Not a big fan.
Sorry to hear that, but no, I loved Looney Tunes, dude. I love Tom and Jerry, which is behind me. I mean, I go to like older shit too, like Underdog, fucking
love Underdog,
and that stuff too. Like, yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that I grew up watching.
Did you watch the little mini cartoons they would give like on Sunday mornings? Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse.
Yes, I did.
Those type of cartoons, those little shorts. Even from the 70s moving into the 80s, they would have replays of the Jackson 5 cartoons.
Yep, that's right.
And
Scooby-Doo. How can I forget Scooby-Doo, bro? Scooby-Doo was the shit.
Scooby-Doo was awesome, man.
Still to this day, I could watch Scooby-Doo. They really haven't fucked up that much.
Were you a scrappy guy?
I was.
I was a scrappy guy too.
I was, because he was a heel.
He was an asshole.
He was a fucking prick. But yeah, no, I was a scrappy fan for sure.
Not as bad as Canada the Spaceman. He's the ultimate heel.
Yeah, well, or Colin.
It's pretty terrible. Colin's just awful.
He's the shits.
He's rotten.
Yes, he is. Charlie Brown, Peanuts, and all that. Garfield, when they made a cartoon, like I read the fuck out of Garfield comics. Garfield
Was possibly one of my favorite after school treats to watch. Garfield, and then you went into the Riff Raff.
Yep.
Which it was funny because I always thought they were living in alternate universes. Like I thought Riff Raff was the Garfield of his world,
right,
and vice versa. But they actually coexisted. So you had Sonia, who was Garfield's girlfriend. And I can't remember what was the other one. The hot pussycat.
Fuck.
Can't remember Riff Raff's girl's name. Anybody in the chat if you guys know, but I don't remember.
I don't know if anybody was born during this time, but you never know.
But speaking of cats, dude, one of my favorite things coming home. I mean, who didn't love this? I mean, dude, how epic is that? And right, you know exactly what it is. Does it bring you?
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. I liked Thundercats. I liked Voltron was another one. That's another space cartoon.
Were you a Lionbot Voltron fan or a car Voltron fan? The vehicle.
I didn't really pick a side, to be quite honest.
Really,
I loved all of it.
Couldn't stand.
But I like Transformers more. And Philly Eagles 11, I mentioned that earlier. Transformers was my jam. Thundercats was next, and then Voltron. But I mean, the lore behind Transformers was fucking fantastic. And then when Optimus died, like nobody fucking expected that shit. Like
that's when Rodimus took over for him, right?
Yeah.
Was it Rodimus?
I think I might have to double check that. But I mean, dude, how many fucking shows or cartoons kill off like the main dude?
Bambi. What? Oh, the main guy. Sorry.
Too soon, dude.
Mufasa died. That's the 90s, right?
That's the 90s. Okay, so maybe a couple others have. But I mean, that's just like, well, yeah, it's like killing Janet Leigh in Psycho in the first fucking act, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, would. Kind of. It would be a short movie.
She was hot, too.
You think so?
I thought so. For black and white, chick in the 60s. Anyway, back to cartoons.
Yeah. Back to cartoons.
back to cartoons. It isn't really a cartoon, but it does have to be mentioned because it was wildly popular in the 90s. The fucking Power Rangers. Were you a fan, or were you too old like me by then?
I was a little too old.
Yeah.
I did have a nephew that watched it, and when I watched it, I didn't hate it because it kind of was like, oh, so all right, so Rodimus Prime did take over.
Yeah,
Cool.
you did. Okay.
So it was kind of like for me, it was a live action version of what I thought Voltron would be.
Okay, except gay.
Except, yeah, really.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's pretty
Gay.
but at the
But
same
the chicks were
time,
hot though. The chicks were hot.
they were hot. They
Yeah.
were hot. I was a
We
but,
got
but,
naked later on too. So I mean, there's that.
but looking back, like really, like like the Asian chick, the Yellow Ranger, the
Pink
black
one
guy,
got naked too. I don't know.
the black guy.
I heard
the
that
Black
from a
Ranger.
friend. Yeah, I don't know.
Just
But anyway,
Captain Planet was over.
yes, Captain Planet was over. That's true.
He's our hero. He's gonna take pollution down to a zero.
Were you a speed racer dude back in the early days?
I was not. My brother, who's older than me, who grew up because remember, I'm born '76.
Yeah,
So
me
Speed
too.
Racer, I think, was a little before my time, right?
Yeah, but I mean, reruns and shit, right?
They did have reruns. I didn't understand the whole dichotomy of the like what Japanese anime was. I just knew like all these really cool action like cartoons were.
I still don't get it, by the way. So that's just me. Maybe Jargo can school us on that shit, but not for
I
me.
don't know. When you see like Japanese animation, for me, it's
It's like missionary position every single night.
it's like the same thing.
No, I absolutely agree.
You know, I don't know.
Baba's a little pissed off because apparently he thinks TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, did not make my top 3. We're not really doing top 5s or top 3s, Babo. That's my other show.
We're not, but
I love the Turtles, dude.
I'll tell you what, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were fantastic. They're probably in my top 3. I guess if I had a top 3, He-Man would be number 1.
Mhm.
That's why I'm so passionate about this.
Clearly.
A close second would be Thundercats. I fucking love Thundercats. And of course, like they have Thundercats B, which was Silverhawks, were pretty cool. They were only on for one season. And then my number 3 probably be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I really fucking dug that cartoon. Do the Simpsons count?
The Simpsons count. I mean, it was more of a adult-ish humor, right? I mean, it wasn't really for kids. I mean, there was a little bit, but we know who it was kind of geared to. It was the 18 to 34s. But no, the Simpsons count. But who was your favorite turtle, dude?
Oh, Michelangelo, hands down.
No doubt. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love Michelangelo. I mean, the dude ate pizza. He fucking he talked all cool, dude. He was fucking awesome, dude. The guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was smoking weed, right?
Oh, I'm sure they all were.
You think so? You think that's what they were doing down there?
They ate a lot of fucking pizza, dude. I mean, they were eating all the time.
But they're growing boys at the same time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. April was pretty hot too.
I've seen a couple of movies that I've downloaded.
Have you? That's
Well,
yeah. We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
We'll talk about. I don't want my wife to see this.
Yeah. No. My wife doesn't watch, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, good. You're lucky. My wife does every once in a while.
God bless her.
Well,
So yeah, Ninja Turtles. Oh, GoBots. Did you fucking watch the GoBots?
I fucking love the GoBots, man. The GoBots.
Yep.
The GoBots were over with me, man. Leader one, fucking dude. I'll tell you something, man. GoBots were different. I actually owned some GoBots and I owned some Transformers. GoBots.
Like original shit or
Yeah, dude.
right.
I had Leader one.
Yep.
What the fuck's Psykill? I had Psykill. I can't see. It's funny. I can't remember the names of the GoBots the way I remember the Transformers names.
Right. Yeah.
But I had like a bunch of cool GoBots, and they were really easy to transform. And I remember like my friends, we would compete. Like I would have GoBots because I really did like GoBots a lot, and I had a couple of Transformers too. But like, oh, your shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? Or my GoBots are fresh. Back to the 80s. But yeah, like I loved it all, man. My favorite Transformer was Soundwave. I had Soundwave with which was the car it was the Puma that turned into a cassette, and you would put the cassette into to his right Soundwave, right? Am I right? The fucking
Yeah,
boombox.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Now he'd be an MP3 player or a smartphone.
He would be. Now, you didn't think the GoBots were like a ripoff, cheap version of the Transformers, or you didn't really give a fuck?
I think. Quote me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think the GoBots came out just before the Transformers.
Oh fuck! Now you're looking up.
If I'm correct, if my historical memory serves me right, I believe GoBots were put out as toys before Transformers.
Tonka put them out from 83 to 87. They were similar to Hasbro's Transformers. So let's look up Transformers. Mecha Toys, Hasbro, blah blah blah. Goddamn, really? Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. 84. Yeah, no, I'm pretty much around the same time. I don't know.
The GoBots came out just before because I remember hearing something about.
Yeah.
Probably. So, but yeah, I mean, the Transformers was so much better, and I mean, that brand continued only into this millennium. You know what I'm saying? So, into the 2000 teens.
You like all these? Do you like the movies?
Yeah, I like the movies.
Yeah,
the movies are cool.
Pretty fucking long though. Jesus Christ, dude. The last one was like 4 hours. They're
long, but they're so like what I like about it is that they really stick to canon. Like they really go by the shit that we go. I mean, goddamn, like fucking Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime's voice. You know what I'm saying? It's so cool to hear that voice. Love it. Oh, that's another thing. The voice acting. I'm gonna rewind. The voice acting in the new He-Man, it is fucking atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
Because Skeletor sounds like the Joker. Yes, and
it's Mark Hamill, right? Yeah, you guys said. You guys were talking about today that you and the vet were saying he's only got that one voice. He just keeps fucking playing different characters.
This is all he does. Yeah, it's like and like I said, in most incarnations of Skeletor, we all know that Skeletor talks like this. I'll get you, He-Man.
You could have done it. Yeah, you could have done it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Can you do a version of that? Did I blow your ears out when I did that? I'm sorry.
No, I just had to burp. Sorry.
That's fine. Burping is cool. It's better than coming out the other way.
Now. That's fair.
Sure. It's fair. Is it fair?
It's fair.
Nick, you're so funny.
Flintstones, dude. Let's get into some older shit too. Like, how did you not love the Flintstones growing up?
Bro, I gotta look something up because funny that you mentioned this, and I was supposed to have this on cue, and it's very difficult for me to type on this effing smartphone.
I mean, you got huge sausage fingers, so.
I do have big sausage fingers. Too bad I don't have a big sausage to match. But do you remember this version of the Flintstones, which was one of my favorites? Wait for it. So this was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Can I'll be honest and say no? I had no.
You did not watch the Flintstone Kids?
No idea, dude. No.
Wow.
No.
Love the Flintstone Kids.
I didn't know that was a thing. I really didn't.
It was a thing. I thought it was a very well written reboot of the Flintstones. They were, and it's funny because now you look back at it. You have Captain Caveman. You as a kid, you have all of them as kids. And what it is they're actually kind of styled, like their style of clothes is still caveman-esque, but it's kind of 80-ish because it was in the 80s. So a lot of the music, a lot of the way they dance, a lot of the way they wear their clothes is really like 1980s. I love it. Also, I caught myself watching fucking Muppet Babies when I was a kid. Who didn't love Muppet Babies?
I was going to mention them too. I was just thinking about them. You're right.
That was one of the best reboots of all time, I think.
Absolutely.
Cartoon. What did you love about Muppet Babies?
Everything, dude. I mean, I was a big Muppet fan to begin with. So, I mean, when that came out, it was just a natural, fit. I love the original Muppets. I loved all the, I love the show. I love the movies. And when the cartoons came out, I was 12, 13, maybe somewhere around there. So, I mean, it was, yeah, dude.
They redid it again. You know that, right?
No, I didn't.
This is
No, I didn't know.
this is a that's the newer version of it.
It's got a good beat.
When you know it's kind of weird and you wish that you were babier. Loved it.
Don't ever sing again.
Sorry. Fucking working with Colin all the time. He makes me do stupid shit.
I mean, it rubs off. Yeah, no, I get it. That's why I only did one show with him, and probably won't ever have him back on again because it was probably like the lowest downloaded show I ever did. But
You had Colin on? Why?
he wanted to talk about G.I. Joe. He's a big G.I. Joe mark.
Yeah, I didn't like G.I. Joe, dude.
I didn't either. And I didn't like doing the show with Colin either. But
I really wasn't a big fan of G.I. Joe. And people were like, what? Are you crazy? I'm like, I mean, I know of G.I. Joe.
I mean, I had the toys, but I mean, I didn't really get into, I mean, I dug it when Sergeant Slaughter was on it, but I mean, I didn't like, that was cool.
Or the refrigerator William Perry.
Yep. But I never watched the movies that like The Rock did or anything like that, even though I love The Rock.
G.I. Joe movie?
He did, you know that?
Fucking have no clue.
Fucking guy does everything, dude. What do you expect?
Fuck him.
Right?
Fuck The Rock and his gorgeous face and his fucking Adonis body and billion-dollar pockets.
Too fucking perfect.
You and your fucking nice attitude towards people that are fans of you.
How dare you be nice to people?
You piece of shit. You giving asshole.
Can you imagine? Did you ever imagine like he would have gotten to the heights that he did? I mean, you think about going back to Hulk Hogan with the cartoons in the 80s, and Hulk Hogan is pretty much the reason why wrestling is still around today. I mean, without Hulk Hogan, they never would have reached the heights that they did, in my opinion. But even he couldn't, No Holds Barred, Mr. Nanny, fucking, Six Ninjas or whatever the fuck he did.
Is the difference between The Rock and Hulk Hogan?
Rock is a bigger dick.
Well, besides that, I've seen Hogan's. It's not too shabby.
I heard.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the video. It's something that you can never unsee.
Sorry to hear that.
It was a thing of curiosity, and yes, he
did.
Sure.
No, I understand. It's scientific purposes. I get
it. He started doing the shaking. Hey, brother, what you gonna do?
Did he make a comeback?
he pointed at the chick before he left her a pearl necklace.
Nice.
With the big boot, but instead it was a big penis. Well, anyway, the reason why The Rock got over is because he's fucking handsome as fuck,
and he's half black.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he
wants to do it. No, black and Samoan, dude. That's a pretty badass fucking combination. I'm just gonna say, I mean, that's smooth as fuck too. But no, you're right. To me, Rock, Hogan was always cheesy, right? Until the NWO, and we'll give Hogan credit too. Like he was able to get over on both sides. He was the most loved and the most hated. Not many people in the business can do that. Well,
he goes both ways.
Well, he does go both ways. I wouldn't say anybody loves him though, but Rock had that same capability. But even when Rock was a heel, he's still funny as fuck, dude.
Still cool as fuck.
Still had had charisma coming out of his asshole.
Were you shocked that they? I'm sorry. Were you shocked that they never came out with an ad like during the Attitude Era a cartoon at that time?
They could have. They should have.
Could you imagine?
Stone Cold fucking was made for that shit, right?
Stone Cold, The Rock, fucking the DX, all these China, some kind of doubt. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
They had a comic
opportunity missed, brother. But maybe they can do it now. Just have a little fucking throwback. I mean, they did the they did the camping fucking show. Or what was that?
Camp WWE.
Wasn't that bad? Actually,
it wasn't bad at all. Actually,
it wasn't bad.
Pretty funny. They just fucked it up. They gave up on it. The PG.
They fuck everything up. But anyway, what else did you watch, man? Growing up,
shit, man. Pee-wee's Playhouse. Fucking love Pee-wee Herman, dude. Like the first time I saw the movie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. No, not a Pee-wee Herman fan.
I don't know if we could be friends anymore after hearing
Why not?
that.
You don't like Pee-wee's Playhouse?
No.
Why not?
Not in the least. Like not even it. Even as a kid, he was fucking obnoxious. Like too obnoxious for me, which is fine. It's all subjective. I mean, you can like anything you want. I mean, you can have whatever opinions you want. They might not be right, but they're your opinions. That's fine.
I thought it was pretty good.
You would. I mean, knowing you the way I do now, I can see why you would like Pee-wee.
But the thing is that, see, I was the type of kid that I enjoyed, like I was artistic in my thought process.
I'm sorry,
So
I didn't know you're autistic, dude.
not autistic, you a-hole. artistic.
My bad.
AR.
My bad.
Anyway.
I think it's a New York accent that got me.
You think so?
Yeah.
But there's something about. What the hell's that? You hear that? Is that? I love Pee-wee's Playhouse. It was actually one of my favorite shows because it was so creative. It was so different.
It was creative. And Paul Rubens is a genius, dude. Like, I mean, you got to give him credit. Like, he was able to pull that off.
So what you heard in the background was this is like the original intro to Pee-wee's Playhouse. You hear the music playing in the background before they get into, but like, you know, everything like how psychedelic did you have to be talking to a chair? You know, you clocky. You know, you had a fucking pterodactyl in the wall.
Yeah,
you know,
it was out there, dude. I mean, maybe I just wasn't smart enough to get it. I don't know, but it drove me nuts. It really did.
I really wanted to hear the intro song of this thing, but no.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Ray, fucking with you.
What just happened there?
That song is just about as bad as the closing song you have on Next Level Podcast.
Should that be it? No?
I hate the song, by the way.
Why do you hate that song?
It sucks because it sucks.
Fine. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go off the air to the Star Trek theme, the Next Generation theme. You think that'll get over?
It's better than what you normally do.
Number one. No, actually, it would be
Make it so.
What was LeVar Burton's character again?
Geordi.
Commander Geordi. Warp 3. Engage.
I love that show, dude. I really do. Did you watch the reboot? The new.
So I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna be going on the Star Trek Academy show with Triple D and John Enright. But before I do that, so I said to myself, I want to really relive watching a show that was iconic that I never watched before.
Oh, I heard that. That's right. I heard on Facebook before you got banned.
I got banned for putting up a picture of a woman eating a sandwich.
But I heard you're going back and watching all the old episodes. Good for you, man.
Well, so I've watched it sporadically, but I watched it from episode 1. I'm already through season 1. I'm already on season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a spoiler, but you know, they have these people that were cryogenically frozen, and I did the math. They're actually from 1994, and they end up in the year 23, whatever. And yeah, so that's the episode I'm up to right now. So I'm into season 2. After I'm done with season 2, then I'm going to come on the show to kind of give my impressions as a new fan.
Yeah.
You know, my brother's a big Trekkie. I'm not. I can do this. He can't. So, and I can do it like fucking at will. See,
you should watch the Star Trek cartoon too. Yeah,
Ray, you should watch the Star. Well, the thing is that, so this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. After I'm done with all 6 seasons, I'm going to go and watch the original Star Trek, which I believe is only 3 seasons.
Yeah, well, I'm shocked it wasn't a longer run. Like most people that think it was, but it wasn't. But the movies had a longer run.
How many episodes did they have per season, though?
Like 23, 25, something like that, I think, right?
Yeah, I think a lot more. I think it was 30-something.
It might have been, yeah.
Episodes.
Sure.
So that's, if breaking it down to what we have now, they're more like a 4 or 5 year run.
Right.
But
did you not watch the movies, dude?
I haven't watched. I'm watching everything as a new fan because
that's so cool.
Because the thing is that, you know, I grew up watching Star Wars.
I did too.
But I was never like into I like Star Wars, but I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm finding that I'm becoming a fan of Star Trek through Star Trek: The Next Generation, because in Star Wars, they have flaming fire swords, right? But they don't explain how those things work. Where in Star Trek, even though the science is bullshit 90% of the time, they give you theory. You know how he's like, Commander Data, you know, theorize. You know, like okay, you can't give me facts, but give me theories.
Yep.
And I like this, and I like that because it's a possibility.
Dude, I like the fact that you can go to your room and be like, I want a fucking cheeseburger, and push a button, and fucking cheeseburger just magically warps there. Like,
dude, this guy asked for one of the guy from 1994. He asked for a martini with 2 olives, and he got it.
Yeah.
Were we talking about cartoons?
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. We're about to wrap it up. We can. It's my show. We can talk about whatever we want.
That's fine. That's fine. But people shit on cartoons in the 80s because all they say is that it's just glorified fucking commercials, which they were.
They were
commercials. Yeah. They were. I remember buying a toy for this because I watched this cartoon called Jason the Wheel Warriors.
Yep. Fucking
phenomenal. Did he ever find his dad? I don't know. But I bought the toys, and there was so many different cartoons. Like it was like a fucking wheel that just kept spinning. Like whenever Jason Wheel Warriors didn't work, then we had remember Dragon's Lair? Was it Dragon's Lair? Dragon's Lair, that cartoon.
Yep.
So good shit. One of my favorite, some of my favorite cartoons were the cartoons, like I had told you in the beginning, Super Mario Brothers Super Show, that were based on, video games.
Yeah.
Like what was one of your favorite video game cartoons growing up? Did you have one?
No. I can't really remember that many, like other than Mario. Like I know Zelda had a cartoon at some point, but it fucking sucked. Trying to think of any adaptations back then. Not that I can think of, unless you know something I don't.
I'm gonna play this. Every Saturday morning, it's the Pac-Man Show.
How can I forget? Yeah.
1982. Pac-Man,
right.
Miss Pac-Man, and Baby Pac-Man.
I actually did watch that. Yes. I'm old. Dude. I forget shit.
Did you have Nintendo cereal?
I did. I had Nintendo cereal.
Did you?
Yep, I did. That's fucking. I would eat anything with sugar, dude. Fuck. You know me.
Just to give a brief history, back when radio was the predominant thing in the homes, and people really didn't have television. If I'm correct, I think was Captain Kangaroo one of the first ever kid shows? No, it was Bozo the Clown, I believe.
Bozo the Clown, Howdy Doody. Some other cowboy one, I think too.
I think so.
But Mr. Rogers came after that, and Captain Kangaroo. So yeah, there was. They've always had shows branded towards kids. Every generation.
But what had happened though in the 60s, when more people were getting televisions, because the technology for televisions they had them in the I think the 20s. I think if I'm correct. I think 1918 was the first TV, if I'm correct. This is all off the top of my head. I'm not really sure, but I know they had the technology for color television in the 50s, but nobody had them. And so then the studios weren't producing color. And I'm getting to a point here. So what happened is in the 60s, you have all these kids shows, and all these companies found out, hey, animation is so much cheaper. You could pay somebody to do voices.
Yep.
We can do more. We can entertain children. And then that's what then with color TV came morning cartoons and after school cartoons, and then the 70s came, and you had all these cool things, like you had Scooby-Doo, you had the Harlem Globetrotters, were whatever was popular in the 80s became a cartoon.
Yeah,
whatever was popular in the 80s became a cartoon, and that was that was really cool, man. I'm looking up, I almost forgot about one of my favorite cartoons, and when I play this, you're gonna remember it right off the back. And this is one of the things that
It's the mystery.
Remember this?
On my show, the best show, Mr. T.
I mean, seriously, this show probably played on for a year. I think it only had one season. Yep. But it still stays with us. I had Mr. T cereal, which was also in the Pee Wee Herman movie.
Right.
Mr. T, I played the fool.
Mr. T was huge. I mean, between that, the 18 TV show, being at WrestleMania, I had the fucking. Who didn't love the black and red van, dude? The fucking thing is badass.
You talking about the 18?
The 18, yeah.
Did you not have the toys?
I had the van. That's all I had. I mean, I'd like. Who didn't love the van?
I had the big, foot tall Mr. T with the fucking denim gimmick and all the chains and shit.
Nice,
fucking awesome.
I could see you being Mr. T.
Everything was. See me being Mr. T.
Fucking mohawk.
I see you being Colin's husband.
Fat Albert, dude. Who doesn't? I mean, I wouldn't say who doesn't know that. People probably don't even know that now, but that was a big thing back then.
Now, you
Data or not Data? Jordy, remember Reading Rainbow? I know it's not a cartoon, but I mean that's still badass.
I loved Reading Rainbow. There was something about that show that really like touched me. Like that's another thing. I love LeVar Burton.
Mhm.
But you know, when you came home from school,
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book.
beautiful.
A reading rainbow.
You notice how I'm only playing a certain amount of time now, and I fade out. No strikes. No strikes. Y'all are. Heels are strong. Now they're gonna hear that part and strike us. But but these are like, I don't know, man. Like I'm wondering if the kids that are growing up now, right, are gonna hear a theme song to one of their shows and be like, yeah, you know, that was. I could see like the 90s, like even into the 90s when we were teenagers.
Yep. No, I agree.
You how many years younger are you than me? I'm 45.
I'm 45 as well.
Oh, see, we're both. All right, so
I was born in May. Late
okay,
May.
May, June, July. Wait, March, April, May. So I'm older than you by 3 months. Okay, 2 months. Whatever. May what?
27th.
May 20, March 15th. All right, so I got a couple days on you. So, but what the hell were we talking about? I did have a gummy.
Yeah, you did. Kids hearing songs from their shows of their youth and be like, oh man, I remember that fucking show.
Yeah.
Like,
So like even in the 90s, you know, there were some pretty classic cartoons. You know, Ed and Eddie. If I'm, what is it, Cat Dog? All these cartoons. Beavis and Butthead, I guess you would say, in the 90s.
love Beavis and Butthead.
Right. So like I think like the golden age of cartoons more it's probably like from the 70s into the mid 90s, because once AOL became a thing, kids stopped watching TV, man. And
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much. Yeah.
video games, once video games got better and more, more easily accessible, it's like that old song, video killed the radio star, video games probably killed the cartoon star.
Probably
kids,
so.
Yeah, because
no, I agree.
Kids they weren't waking up to watch Saturday morning cartoons or Sunday morning cartoons. They're waking up to get online with their friends, or it's a sad thing, man. Kids will never know what it was.
All that, like, dude. I mean, there's a million. You could never ever watch all the content on YouTube. Like if you watched 8 hours a day for the rest of your life, you probably wouldn't even come close to a third of what's out there.
You think so?
There's just so much out there, dude. Like, and if you go to like Amazon, they have newer cartoons, but they're never gonna make a mark. You know what I mean? There's fucking like Pete the Cat. There's like a fucking Cookie Mouse cartoon my kid likes to watch. But
Cookie Mouse?
Yeah, it's weird. 30 years from now, yeah, pretty much. But 30 years from now, no one's gonna know that shit.
Nobody's gonna know who Cookie Mouse is, but they know who Cookie Monster is.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love Cookie Monster. Actually, I love Oscar too. And
Oscar was my favorite.
I learned Spanish from fucking Sesame Street, dude.
No, you did not.
A little bit.
Maria, and
I learned water. I learned how to count to 10.
Do you remember the names of the characters there? The humans?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You don't remember Bob and Maria and what the hell? Mr. Hooper, the guy that used the old man that ran the store.
No, I remember him. Yeah.
Mr. Hooper. I can't remember. What was the Spanish guy's name? Hector or some shit? Pedro?
Pedro.
Vote for him.
Alejandro.
I miss cartoons.
I do too, dude. I do too. But I mean, look, we have the ability to go back and pretty much watch whatever we want now. Like you can watch everything that you grew up with.
Do you do that? Do you ever go on YouTube? Does anybody out there ever go on YouTube like I do sometimes? You just want to be nostalgic and you type in 80s commercials and just you do that too?
I got playlists of that shit for like hours.
Oh my god, I thought I was the only fucking weirdo that does that shit, dude.
Oh, dude, no. I literally have playlists. Yeah, I have playlists. In fact, sometimes I just listen to them when I go to sleep. We're blood brothers. I'm telling you, man. Like you didn't know we were separated at birth, but
I knew you were my soulmate.
That's right.
I got to talk to Jennifer after this.
You knew that from the first episode we ever did.
Fucking incredible.
You even cried on that episode too.
I did what?
You cried. Remember?
I did not.
I mean, Maybe it was just dusty.
Was it?
Don't know.
Do you want? Do you want to hear a soundbite that I actually clipped off of that after when I stopped crying?
Yeah.
This is you talking to me.
Okay.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
It's me.
You are gay.
Yeah.
That was an actual conversation we both had.
We shared a touching moment. No, you were talking about your dad, and you got misty.
Oh shit, I don't remember that, dude. I always cry when I talk about. Don't make me talk about my dad right now. I'll start crying. But fucking cartoons, man, in the 80s. I stopped. I was even watching certain cartoons because my mother was babysitting at the time. So I did watch. Not that I watched it, but it's like SpongeBob. Even my son still watches that shit, man. SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking great. SpongeBob, Rugrats in the 90s.
Did you know SpongeBob came out, dude?
Came out of what?
The cartoon closet?
No, he didn't. Like for real? Like legit?
Mm-hmm.
That's a rib? Like you joking? Or like he said, I'm ready to be gay.
Not a rib.
It's fine. I just
SpongeBob is gay.
Who didn't know that?
Fair. That's fair.
Who did? And Pete Puma's gay.
Yeah.
You remember Pete Puma? Exit stage right.
Why does it have to be a thing though now? And I mean, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole, but I mean, you can't turn on a TV show, a cartoon, anything nowadays where you at least have at least one character that's represented in the community.
It's true. There's a cartoon called Loud House that my son was watching only recently, and my mother's like, whenever there's nothing on TV, if I'm going to visit, like she'll throw on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And my mother was shocked to see that in this cartoon Loud House. They have like a gay couple, which is fine. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, really?
I don't know.
Every show has to have, like, there's not that many gay people in the country.
Isn't there like a gay Muppet now? And
I don't know about Muppets, but I know there's a gay themed Disney cartoon movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but.
And I agree with whomever that was that left that comment that the 80s were the golden ages.
Yes,
golden
absolutely.
age.
100%.
Solex. That's, bro, the 80s were so good and so bad at the same time. The cartoons.
It's so cheesy, dude. Everything in the 80s was cheesy and over the top. And just, come on, dude. Look at the clothes and the hair. I know you're rocking I know what you were rocking back in the day.
What was I rocking? Let's see if you knew how I dressed when in the 80s.
Parachute pants?
No, I did not wear parachute pants.
Didn't?
I did.
I thought everybody did. Really?
Parachute pants in the 80s?
Yeah, like mid to late 80s. I thought they came in. No?
So in the 80s, in the hood, we were wearing straight leg pants. So I guess you would call them straight cut or whatever. Just like not skinny jeans like
no, I
kids
got
are wearing now.
Yeah.
Just straight cut jeans with a nice fresh white pair of Adidas sneakers, maybe no laces. They're very difficult to walk in.
Oh, you weren't a Puma guy or a Converse guy?
I wore Puma too. I wore Puma jumpsuits when I was a kid.
Remember Roos? Dude, Roos were the shit.
I had kangaroos. The Roos, yes. When you have $1 or put $5 in the little pocket.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what we should talk about, styles.
We should, yeah. I didn't have any, but yeah, we could.
We could talk about like the 90s was my, like, the way I dressed in the 90s, and I have pictures. Maybe what I can do is, if we ever talk style or fashion, if I can get them, I would have to take a picture on my iPhone of the pictures I have in my mother's. But I have there's one picture that me and my wife just saw. It was like this really fucking baggy black and brown dress shirt where one side is black, the other one black with a brown pocket, and the other one is brown with a black pocket, and then the fucking pants kind of like that. At that time, it was like baggier pants with skinny, ankle length legs and shit. I look like fucking MC Hammer's Reject Dancer in the background.
Dude, I was a big Andre Agassi fan, and he had his own line of clothes through Nike. And they were pretty much like almost like fucking half shirts, right? But I mean, like they had all these weird, funky fucking colors and shit. And they had shorts with fucking spandex underneath them and shit. And he had his own shoes too. So I had all the fucking shoes. They're like $150 a pair. Yeah, I was a spoiled fuck, but yeah, that was weird. That was a weird time.
Viking shorts were in for a short time, also for both guys and gals.
No, they were for sure. I mean, they are still too to certain people.
Yeah, but they don't wear it for style, do you?
Fair. They're comfortable.
I had some ugly styles. I had like 4 or 5 pair of overalls. Those were a fucking thing in the 90s.
Yeah, I never went through that. Remember silk shirts? I was big into fucking silk shirts.
Oh yeah. Some nice baggy silk shirts.
Yep.
From a store in New York City called Structure.
I've been there.
You've been to Structure?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was only an hour away from New York growing up.
And then in the mid 90s, I went from that to like wearing a lot of plaid. You know, Aeropostale. I used to wear a lot of their clothes. I don't know if you remember them. Eddie Bauer.
Yep.
I used to like their clothes too. You know, Gap, the Gap. What are we talking about?
I don't know. I think we're running over. So
I think we're done.
I just like talking to you. I mean,
I like talking to you too.
It's your voice, man. You could read the fucking phone book.
Would you stop?
Just telling you. You have a sexy,
Yeah.
smooth jazz.
I want to. Can you help me with something?
Sure.
How do you go on TikTok and do the WWE gimmick where you can be an announcer?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I saw RBV send.
He sent that to you too, because I can't figure it out either.
I haven't, because I'm not a big TikTok guy. My niece got me like signed up onto it, but I haven't even done it yet.
Fucking shit! I'm on TikTok. I just don't put anything up.
I don't either. I don't want the Chinese to know what the fuck I'm doing.
They all know. They know what we're doing right now.
That's true.
Seriously.
True.
I'm literally using a PC. This Rodecaster. Is it made in America? Not too sure. Is it?
Rode is actually made in Australia, so God bless the Australians.
Oh, God bless you, mate.
Yeah.
Is that what they say? God bless you, mate. No?
Yep.
Good day,
Close.
mate.
You're close.
That's not a knife. No, that's a knife.
God, I love that movie.
Crocodile Dundee. Can we talk?
We could do movies too one day, yeah.
I really want to talk like our top 5 80s flicks, or
dude. We could do a whole series of shit. It's just your schedule sucks.
It does.
So that's the only thing holding us back from doing anything regularly.
Yeah, well, would you always have somebody on? Everybody wants to fucking do shows with you, dude.
What can I say, dude? I'm a popular guy here at
Rad Rob Francois.
Has anybody really lit HMG on fire like I have in the last year? I mean, come on, dude. Like, ever since I came in, I'm a wanted commodity.
Maybe this one guy, Ben something or other.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a while.
I'm looking forward to all the projects we have coming up here with HMG and Realm, which is coming up here. Vince is shooting for August 1st. I don't know if we're still on track for that, but
who knows,
dude,
bro?
We got the A Show with April Hunter and Aaron Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Rip Rogers Show. We had the Beautiful People with Velvet Sky and Angelina Love.
Mm-hmm.
God, who else do we have? We have
the Big Vito brand.
How can we forget? Dude, I love Vito. I had him on my show last year, maybe. I could talk to him for hours. Fantastic guy.
And he's not an asshole. He's a
no,
good
he's
dude.
not. He's not.
I love him and Noel. I just text Noel right now.
I love
Vito.
Vito.
The best.
I gotta have him back on. We had the partnership with the TMPT Empire, 2-man power trip. John Paz and all his many, many shows.
Do you see who they have on?
Mm-mm.
Speaking about 80s, Gary Spivey.
Oh, get out of here. Really?
Go on Instagram right now.
Fuck me. He gets everybody, dude.
Pause. He has a picture with him and he's interviewing Gary. Now, for people that don't know, Gary Spivey was this guy in the 80s into the 90s that had this psychic gimmick, and he wore this giant white afro like thing on his head.
Yeah.
And he actually came out as Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff's kind of like guru. Am I right? Am I off there?
I think so. Yeah. No, I think you're right.
It was so over with me, man. Gary Spivey. He was also a mainstay on this radio show I used to watch, listen to, called The Doghouse with JV and Elvis. He would come on that show all the time, and he was really good, man. He was very entertaining. Leave it that way. I don't know if he was an actual psychic or is an actual psychic, but you got to check out the 2-man power trip with fucking Gary Spivey. That is just over the top.
I don't know how Paz does it, dude. Paz gets them all. I love him so much. Paz is such a good guy. I'm so glad he's part of the team.
Did you watch the Rambo cartoon in the 80s just before we get off?
I did, actually, yes.
That was a fucking good cartoon.
Way better than the movies.
It was really good. Like, it's a really well done cartoon.
It was.
Excellent. They can't do that now.
No, of course not. There's a lot that they can't do anymore, brother. I mean, it's the day and age that we're in. I mean, you're liberal,
I'm right middle.
I know you are. I just like hustling. I like busting your balls.
Colin plays on both teams.
He does. No, he does.
Yes. He does. And it's fine.
Brother, where can we find you on social media and let everybody know what you got going on?
Well, dude, I have a lot of things going on personally.
Yeah,
On a good note, you can find me on social media on Instagram and on Twitter at Big Ray Hernandez. You can find me on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez, and you can send me a request. And if you seem like a nice person, I will accept you. And the minute that you send me a message after I accept you and start asking me several questions, I will block you, because that always seems to fucking happen. Get to know me first, baby. Okay, take me out for a couple of drinks before we start chatting. But all jokes aside, I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm having me and Jennifer. We're having Billy Ray Valentine and his beautiful wife over our house for dinner. So look out for that on social media. Maybe we'll post something. Who knows? Maybe we'll record something. Maybe we'll get real drunk. Even though Billy Ray Valentine is apparently straight, like straight laced. What do you call it? Straight edge.
Straight edge, yeah.
But his wife isn't drunk, just like
completely
me.
Different worldviews too. It's funny. I don't know how you guys get along. Well.
Billy Ray?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. Billy Ray Valentine is, he's the best man at my wedding. It's one of my he's probably like my closest friend in this world. I love that guy. I've known him since we were working together at the Gap at the World Trade Center. That's where we met.
The World, wow.
At the World
Trade
Center.
I didn't know that.
I was a loss prevention agent. Mm-hmm. And if I'm correct, he was a supervisor at the Gap in the World Trade Center. We became friends there. I got promoted to another level of, whatever the fuck it's called. Not security. What is it called? Loss prevention.
Loss prevention, yeah.
And I went on to work in the Astor Place area. That's Broadway by NYU in Manhattan. And guess who got transferred there? Billy Ray Valentine. And we can tell you stories, bro, of shit that we did. And
why don't you guys do a show together?
We have.
No, I mean, like now, like
it's just our schedules are totally different. And Billy Ray is recording 5 days a week. That's like his job now. But
he's so fun to listen to. Like I love, even if I think he's full of shit sometimes, dude.
He usually is.
He's a cool fucking dude, man. He really is. He's very slick,
very fucking smart, very smart, and very real.
Yeah,
very real. Like if he thinks a certain way, he will fight you to the T if he believes what he believes is real, but he will give you the benefit of the doubt. And you can't change his mind, because whether Billy Ray Valentine admits it or not, okay, Billy Ray Valentine absolutely hated John Cena. And for years at OneWrestling.com, it is documented. I would tell him how awesome John Cena is and how he was the perfect person for my kid to watch on television. And guess what? I don't think you can find a bigger John Cena fan than Billy Ray Valentine. If you could, you couldn't see him. Facts.
He is a good guy. And another guy who's hard to change his mind is the Vet, who is also your co-host on the Next Level Wrestling podcast. I really enjoyed your show today. You guys have a great chemistry together. You guys have a great rapport. I love his fucking straight laced, style. It just, he's very dry, but I mean, he's funny. He really is.
Let me put him over. You can find him on social media at Opinion Haver. At Shocker. Opinion Haver.
He has an opinion. Yeah,
he does.
He's not either.
He's very fucking smart.
He is. He's very brilliant.
Smart.
Yep,
very smart. And I do love his dry sarcasm.
Yes.
Is one of my favorite things in the world. And you have that too about you. You have that dry sarcasm, which I absolutely love. I'm a little more zany with my comedic timing, I guess you would say. Yeah. But we just bounce off of each other, and I had really fun. Like the minute Ben was telling me, just so you guys know that it was getting really hard for him to record the show and stuff like that, and I understood. I said I want to work with him, and that being the Vet.
Yeah, I
really that dude is top notch, bro. Like really good people. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something you can't tell nobody. Colin is fucking fantastic. He's a really good guy, Colin. I actually like him.
I really hope he doesn't hear this.
He won't hear this. Nobody will. This is just gonna be me and you.
Nobody listens to me.
Is anybody gonna download this shit? Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Our MTV show was one of the least watched shows on HMG.
Is it really?
It really was. I was pretty upset with that. I thought it was a fantastic show.
And it's funny, like I was prepared for that show.
Yeah, you were.
And this one,
No, we're just bullshitting.
We really had nothing. We just wanted to talk. I hadn't done the show here with, so we just talked.
That's all we did. Yeah, pretty much.
It'll get over. Maybe we'll see. You know how
I think it does get over more. People like the organic conversation and bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I do. That's why you mentioned today again, putting over the Next Level podcast right here every Wednesday on HMG. You guys, you said you're going to put the NXT review first, and then just bullshit for like the rest of for an hour. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck about NXT. I want to hear you guys bullshit.
So that's what we're going to try it this week for the first time. We're going to start the show backwards.
I hope we do.
We're going to run through NXT and then end the show with the 3 count, which is never a 3 count. 3 count is supposed to be the top 3 stories of the day, but we go into like several other things.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, what didn't we talk about? The Olympics. We talked about fucking He-Man. We talked about the Wu-Tang Clan. We talked about everything. It was good times, man. Good times. Go back and check it out, guys.
Yes, definitely check it out. And check out all the other shows right here on HMG and all the many. God, what Vince said, he had like 26 more acts he's fucking pulling on, dude. It's going to be huge. Huge, bro. Huge. Looking forward to it. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Rad Rob Gaming, as well as Instagram. I'm also a Twitch gaming streamer. You got to get into that too if you ever have time.
I wish I would do that. I would like to stream older games though.
Yeah, no, I know you would. Twitch.tv/Rad Rob Gaming, where a lot of you are watching this right now, is our simulcast on Twitch and YouTube. Also, check out my YouTube gaming channel, which other people should be watching here right now. YouTube.com/Rad Rob Gaming. And if you want to check out my other show on the Rad Rob Radio Network, it is RTW Main Event, where the Ocho and I just barely talk wrestling. We bullshit for an hour. The show literally exists for us to pop each other. That's all it is. It's just a free-for-all comedy show.
Yeah, pal.
You can check that out every Thursday, anywhere podcasts are found. Ray, good to talk to you again, brother. I always have a blast. You're my brother from another mother. I love you dearly.
I love you more.
And we got this again sometime whenever your schedule allows. We'll do movies, we'll do fucking whatever you want to do, bro.
I'll see you next month. We'll do once a month, like I said.
Once a month. Okay. Except we missed last month, but that's...
Well, last month I was kind of getting married, so...
Yeah, you picked a really shitty month to do that.
Did I?
No, I'm happy for you. I really am. You have a long storied history with Jennifer. And I'm glad you guys finally got that shit right and worked it out.
Fucking hopefully, not, dude. Yeah, no, we're great, man. And it's no bullshit, Rob. Like we are. It's like everything finally fucking 100% clicked. And
I mean, you're older now. I mean, you're in your 20s and 30s. You don't fucking know shit, right? So
it's no different. Our relationship is no different, but better. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Perfect sense.
Can't
explain. And I'm happy for you guys. I really am. If I ever come up to the city, I'll definitely have to. I'll let you know I'm there, probably.
Okay, or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna come down south. You wouldn't last long here.
What, down south?
People are too nice here, dude. Seriously.
I told you.
Son.
My family is from Savannah, Georgia.
You did tell me that. Yes, actually, you're right.
I am actually going down south. I'm going to go down south sometime in September.
Dude, you love Nashville. I'm telling you.
No, I wouldn't. Dixon Carter's there.
Fucking yeah, and country music.
She stalks me. I love country music.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, don't. Shut up.
Okay.
When me and Jen play cards, that's all we listen to.
No shit. New country or old country? Like
mix.
New country.
I do like
too poppy for me.
No, it's okay.
Poppy,
it's okay. I like a lot of the 90s, the shit from the 90s, a lot of the shit from the 80s, some early 2000s. I don't mind some of the contemporary stuff, but I don't mind an old classic as well.
I saw Hank Williams Jr. play live.
Who? I couldn't hear.
Hank Williams Jr.
Hank Williams.
Yeah, dude.
Are you ready for some football?
That guy's fucking fantastic in concert. I saw Garth Brooks too, actually.
Garth Brooks. The last time me and Jen played cards together, I kid you not, we started playing, and you heard The Hustler by Kenny Rogers. You gotta know when the whole, and we were playing cards. We was like, "Oh, this is hilarious." That's all I got, dude. I gotta.
Yeah, we're really stretching it here. So
I gotta go watch a really fucking shitty movie with Jen right now. She's
what do you want?
For me.
What do you
Some stupid fucking movie on Netflix with the guy from The Office, the young kid from The Office that got married to the dopey looking girl, and it's like a world where they're getting attacked by aliens and shit.
Yeah.
Quiet. Oh God, kill me in the face.
Yeah, Quiet Place, right?
Do you think I want to see that shit?
No, dude. Trust me. Give it a chance.
You sure?
Yeah, I swear to God.
But didn't we see that with the whole Sandra Bullock with the blindfold gimmick?
It's similar, but no, this is good. Trust me. Okay. No, trust me. Let me know. Let me know afterwards how you like it. Seriously,
if I don't fall asleep.
Fair. Okay, guys. Everybody here watching on HMG, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out and being active in the chat. We love all of our watchers and listeners and all of our fans and all of our supporters. So we thank you guys for hanging out. Everybody else that's here listening on the audio podcast, we thank you as well. And I'll be back next week. Who do I have next week? Who the fuck I don't even remember now. God damn. I'm getting old, dude.
That's
I literally can't remember what the hell I'm doing next week.
I just want to encourage everybody to be different, have fun, and just don't do the same old thing over and over again.
It's like missionary position every single night.
Don't be like Colin.
No, not at all. Guys, we'll see you next week for another edition of RTW Rewind. Thanks for your support. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Live long and prosper.